But first of all, let me start by maybe putting some reference to the oil price. It's now at a 6-month high. To what extent does this impact your business as a supplier of drill rigs in the Niger Delta region?
It's good when the oil price is up. That means the operators want to maximize profit, so they want to drill, they want to get more reserve and produce the oil and sell at the high price. Having said that, there must be a comfort factor also that is not too high for them to not want to continue drilling and do other things. But when the price is up, it's good for us.
Right, so talk to us about how the Niger Delta has become an attractive area for this type of business. We know that oil rigs are very indicative of oil transactions and oil production, etc. Give us a sense of how things are shaping up in the Niger Delta today.
Okay. For Oando Energy Services Limited, our focus area is in the swamp. The oil of Nigeria, more than 1/3 of the proven reserve in Nigeria is located in the swamp. When we had the period of insecurity in the Niger Delta, a lot of the international oil companies, oil drilling companies pulled out of the swamp region. And we went back because we are a fully Nigerian entity, not only in name, but in the people that does the work. From me, that is CEO, all the way down to the roustabouts who work on the rig, we are all Nigerians. When you talk about people working for us, you're talking about people who the Niger Delta belong to. We employ a lot of the people. There are so many of them who are in management cadre in our company, and they can see the value we're adding. We're creating value for the people of the area. So what we've done is to find a way to drill and also create value for the people of the area.
So to some extent, that mitigates the risk of your business.
Yes, because there are stakeholders in this as well. Yes.
Okay, let's talk a bit about the transaction itself. Hearing is valued about $12 billion in terms of revenues.
Naira.
On 12 billion naira, excuse me, on an annual basis. Give us, but the key thing for me to note is the timing of this deal. I've spoken to some analysts and they're saying this is slightly behind schedule, at least from what management at Oando, the broader group, has given in terms of guidance before now. But talk to us about this deal and going forward, what should we expect from Oando Energy Services?
The contract was actually signed about a year ago, and we signed with Shell to deliver the rig around mid-last year. Due to some of the shortcomings that we encountered doing the rig, a big project of this type has never been done in the country before. We decided to do it locally in compliance with the National Content Act. And of course, for something you are doing for the first time, you will have challenges. Some of the challenges are why the project dragged on. But today, we've completed the project successfully. The rig is ready and is going to be deployed within this week to go to the first drilling location. The day rate for the contract is $104,000 a day, and the contract value over the 2-year period is $75 million.
And there is a fourth rig that you're expecting to deploy later this year, am I correct?
Yes, we have a fourth rig, the OES Respect, that is being refurbished. That will be deployed towards the end of the year.
So you have respect, you have passion, integrity,
yes,
teamwork. What's the story behind these names?
They are named after our core values. Okay, the core values are the things that bind us together. They are the way we do business. They are things we believe in. We call it TRIP. Okay, the T is for teamwork. The R is for respect. The I is for integrity. The P is for passion. And the last P is for professional. Right. The 5 SWAM badges we have are named according to our core values.
I thought I should just ask that. But anyway, let's talk a bit about risks. You've already talked about the fact that you are a Nigerian company, to some extent mitigates the risk of your business. But there is still the risk of downtime for these rigs. And how do you mitigate that?
Okay, when you have something that you get $104,000 a day for in terms of revenue, you also have cost. We employ highly skilled people. That means we pay them lots of money. We have to be sure that the rig is up most of the time. We have a technical support team made up of mostly Nigerians. Also, we have enough spare parts. We have critical parts that could make the rig go down. We ensure that we have good parts in stock, and we have competent people who understand how the equipment work. We also send them for training both home and abroad to get them conversant with the new technology in the industry. That way we stay afloat and stay abreast of the industry.
Right, but how do you fund a transaction like this? Imagine it costs quite a few $1 million to put them together. And to some extent, that alludes to some of the risks that some investors are talking about for the broader Oando group, that the transactions that they are going into in the upstream oil space are funded with significant leverage, and that could, at some point, put some pressure on the broader group.
Okay. Oando Energy Service Limited is wholly owned by the Oando PLC group. Okay. Part of the funding comes from the shareholders of Oando PLC, and the rest, as you rightly say, leverage. We borrow money from banks. The banks will loan us money because they see a viable business to put their money. They know that we are a viable entity. We have the right equipment to do the work. We have the right people. And the customers we work for trust us. The 3 customers we're working for now are international oil companies. So they can be sure that the money they give to us to fund our business will be recovered, and it will be to the benefit of all stakeholders.